In. Also Cindy Brown as well as Jennifer Gillum for the United States. And that's Hortensia from the baseline. Hortensia with 5. 3-point deficit for the Brazilian team, and the ball will go to Brazil. 22-19. We've got 11:20 left to play. First half. 3-point try by who else but Paula De Silva. Count it.
Cammy Edwards is going to have to get up on her and not let her get the ball out there.
She has 10 points or 12 points now in the game. Good move and drive by Cynthia Cooper. Brought the defender out and right around her.
Cooper does a lot of things for you. She's a very streak shooter, but she can penetrate well. She's a real good playground player.
Still, only 2 United States players have scored. Cheryl Miller, who's on the bench. Teresa Weatherspoon is coming into the ballgame now as Cammy Edwards goes to the bench. So an entire new team in the game for head coach Kay Yao.
Defensively, the Brazilians have done a good job against the post people for the Americans. And when Cheryl Miller was getting the ball, she was creating a lot of things down low, but any of the other players, the post players like Ann Donovan and McLean, they have not done anything down low.
And Cynthia Cooper finally gets another American lady on the scoreboard.
Almost a good defensive play.
Tough call.
Yeah, there's some momentum carry over there. That is a tough call.
Substitute into the game is Teixeira for Brazilian team number 12. Hortensia against Cynthia Cooper. Little help from Fran Harris, and Weatherspoon with the steal. She's got the easy breakaway. Nice play by the Americans defensively.
Defensively, I think these are better matchups. Cooper is very aggressive, and Weatherspoon is a real good defensive player. She almost broke the record at Louisiana Tech on steals. She had 10 steals in one game. Very quick hand.
Cooper on Hortensia, and Weatherspoon is on De Silva, and De Silva brawl inside scoring. But De Silva does it all, though. I think you and I agree that she's a better all-around player than Hortensia. What do you think, Ann?
Oh, I think so. She's a better athlete. She does so many things defensively and offensively. I like the way she handles the ball a lot.
Well, that foul was on Paula De Silva. They'd like to get a lot more on her, at least Kay Yao would. 25-24. 3-point try, Cynthia Cooper. First try that the United States team has made in this competition. He goes out of bounds, and quickly the Brazilians are back. De Silva knocked away by Cooper, and she couldn't steal it.
Good defense, hands-up defense, though, because the Brazilians like to make a cross-court pass. And in fact, they said a lot of things so they get the cross-court pass and make an outside shot.
3-point try doesn't go. Cabral with the rebound. She'll go to the free throw line. The foul will be against Brown.
Now, Cabral is one of the Brazilian players that I think is underrated, Rick. She does a good job on the boards for him. And she's a pretty good shooter. I watched in warm-ups, and she's a pretty good shooter.
The Brazilians have really done a better job than the Americans on the boards, both offensively and defensively.
Well, Cabral misses an opportunity to tie the game at 25.
She shot that just like a rebounder, Rick.
You should know, Bill. Just inside of 10 minutes to play here in the first half. It's been a very exciting game. You just joined us. Brazil jumped out to an early lead. The United States overcame that deficit, was leading comfortably, but the Brazilians have fought back.
That's one thing they did against Bulgaria yesterday.
Yes,
they came back and they never quit.
It was Bulgaria.
They never gave up. So they were down by, it looks like they were out of it for a while, and then they came roaring back.
Some 3-point plays.
That's Fran Harris. Hortensia is guarding her. Gillum inside, foul from behind by Cabral.
That was a good pass by Weatherspoon to get the ball in like that, so crisp, and it was low enough where Cabral had to reach around and create the foul. Of course, Gillum's tough to get around, too.
Yes, with a lower body strength.
I like the way you say that.
Well, she uses her legs well.
Right.
And every other part of her body. Well, again, trouble on the free throw line. Fran Harris with the recovery. Turns it into a 3-point play for the United States. It's now 28-24. Doesn't look like head coach Cardoza has any plans of taking Paula De Silva or Hortensia out of the ballgame. Quick ball. Harris had. Shut up. And the three-pointers working the Brazilian team. They now have gotten the lead. 29-28 at the 8:30 mark, although the Brazilians will not give up.
The Americans having a tough time getting the ball to go down, and they've got some great shooters. And
Ask the question, Cheryl Miller being on the bench. Live knocked away by the Brazilian. That's Teixeira leading the break. She gets it to Hortensia, who loses it out of bounds.
And the Weatherspoon tried to draw the foul, drew the foul, got no call.
What do you think about Cheryl Miller not being in the game?
Well, as a person that coached for a few years,
you don't
I hate to second guess him, but I'm wondering.
Okay. 7:50 left to play here in the first half. The Brazilian team leading by one, 29-28. Jennifer Gillen with the strong move inside. It goes back out to Cynthia Cooper. And Cabral controls for Brazil. The United States not able to find the basket, especially in close. De Silva. Paula De Silva is fouled by Weatherspoon. She'll go to the free throw line. And finally, Cheryl Miller and Donovan coming back into the game. Brazil leading 29-28 with 7:34 left to play in the first half. In this ball game, first half. In this first half, that's exactly right, Bill. And quickly, the United States team taking advantage of the international rule where the official doesn't have to handle the ball. They lead by 5, 36-31. Fran Harris from the outside. Cheryl Miller keeps it alive, and Donovan is there. She can't get it to drop. The United States still ice cold inside, but they get another opportunity thanks to Fran Harris.
Rick, I'm enjoying it too much for the second half.
I agree with you. It's been a very interesting ball game. Brazil went off to a quick lead. Americans came back. Brazil came back to take the lead, and now the Americans have it. That's Clarissa Davis. 3 seconds, and they're calling a foul inside. It's going to be against Suzette De Silva. We have a lot of De Silvas out here.
that was a tough call for the Brazilians because that really was not a good shot selection by Clarissa Davis.
Well, when you penetrate to the basket, it usually seems that you do get some breaks. But of course, in international competition, that's not always the case.
We saw that play yesterday with the Americans. They tackled somebody from the Yugoslavian team and nothing was called.
And sometimes the break you get is your nose.
That's Cheryl Miller about that. 37-31. Biggest lead of the game right now for the American team.
And you know the Brazilians are getting ready to make a run at them.
They usually do.
You notice that the Americans not put that full court pressure that they used in the first game.
Against Yugoslavia, which worked so well. This team's a little bit too quick, and I'm sure Coach Kayal not wanting to give too many easy opportunities.
And then get too many guys in foul trouble.
Hortensia is on the bench getting a rest. But Paula De Silva is still in the game. That's Paula with the ball right now, getting a little double team action. And Donovan comes out from under the basket for the good block.
That would make you think that.
Three-pointer. He was 6 feet behind the three-point line for Paula De Silva.
Oh, man.
No, hey, Rick, you can see that in a minute left ahead.
I tell you, she had my respect. She had 18 points in the ball game. She shot one of those a little bit further than that against Bulgaria yesterday.
She was even surprised it went in.
3 seconds.
Clarissa Davis. The 4-point lead only for the United States team. We have 4 minutes left to play here in the first half. Cami Etheridge on Paula De Silva. Cabral tries to set the pick. Miller comes out and picks up the foul. Second personal against Cheryl. That will send Paula to the free throw line. A chance to improve on those 18 points she has already. And she had 36 in yesterday's game, so she's right on, well, actually a little bit ahead of pace.
And she plays a lot of minutes. She seems to have pretty good stamina, too, besides being a real good athlete.
She's awful cool and confident out there, that's for sure.
Before that three-pointer, she was shooting 5 for 7 from the field. Chance to cut it to a 2-point deficit, which she does. 20 points for De Silva. United States 38, Brazil 36, 3:50 left here in the first half. Foul spotted inside into the ball game, and I believe it's the oldest lady on the team.
The last 2 years, she's been playing over in Japan internationally.
She looks a little taller in Japan.
Yeah, I'm sure. Of course, her coach, Marianne Crawford Stanley, is one of the assistants here, along with Sylvia Randy Hatchell. They've done an outstanding job working with head coach Kay Yao. They lead now, the American team, 40-36. Coming up on the 3-minute and 30-second mark, first half. She is still on the bench for Brazil. De Silva, Paula with the ball, has played the entire first half. A few shots that she's missed. Rebound to Fran Harris. Etheridge. Nice pass to Donovan.
Outstanding fast break. Great fast break.
36, the United States leading against Brazil. Coming up on 3 minutes left in the first half. Fran Harris all over Teixeira. Good screen by Bertolotti.
I think Donovan changed her mind about shooting that one.
Off-balance shot that time from Suzette De Silva. Controlled by Clarissa Davis. Back come the Americans. Chance to have their biggest lead of the game. They lead by 6. Cheryl faked everybody out with that one when she's behind the three-point area. Clarissa Davis, good pass to Donovan on the roll.
Nice layup there.
That's the type of play they need. The biggest lead, 44-36. Just under 2.5 minutes left to play in the first half.
And I expect Paula to take a couple of shots now.
Hortensia is getting ready to come in the next opportunity. Good screen by Bertolotti, and the roll to the basket. She's fouled from behind by Sharp. And Davis loses it out of bounds. 2:06 left to play here in the first half. United States 44, Brazil 36. And we've had several lead changes in this game.
If the United States wants to go in with double figures, they can't play that sloppy.
Well, of course, we talked about it. The passing game has been a big problem for this team.
Well, I tell you, every practice this American team gets a little better.
This last time before Miller went out, they were passing the ball a lot better. And they were scoring off those passes.
That's a costly turnover on the part of Brazil as Hortensia throws it out of bounds. The South couldn't control it. Clarissa Davis from 15. Hortensia had it. Davis gets it back. She gets fouled by Bertolotti from behind. Good hustle on the part of Clarissa Davis. A minute 25 left to play. 44-36. The United States team leading Brazil. Clarissa Davis, who's been very active, can't come up with a shot. The follow-in by Ann Donovan. We've got a timeout on the court. Thus far, the United States team is leading Brazil 46-36, but it has not been very easy. And again, another turnover by Brazil. They have started to play very erratically in the last couple of minutes, and that's why they've fallen behind. They had led early in the game, and at one point through the midway point, they had actually a 3-point lead. But the United States team has battled back to take control. Inside of a minute to play, Clarissa Davis, who has been most active coming off the bench, reaches around from behind and picks up the foul against Bertolotti, who will go to the free throw line. Clarissa makes a lot of mistakes, but because of her hustle, she seems to compensate for them by doing something good after she makes a mistake. And Donovan draws a lot of traffic. Hortensia with the ball gets it quickly out to Paula De Silva from behind. Etheridge, foul, taps the basket.
Now that's an American play right there by Tammy Etheridge, a collegiate play in the fact that she fouled her on the shot. Internationally, they'll probably foul you way back out before they even get close to the basket.
Very good point, and we saw that a little bit earlier in the first half when the Brazilian team did exactly what you were talking about, not allowing them the opportunity to shoot the ball. And that's one of the few misses on the part of Paula De Silva, especially from the free throw line. She had 22 points in the game, the leading scorer. It's a 6-point lead for the American team. They had it up to double figures. Clarissa Davis, who was not bashful. Rebound pulled down by Vanya De Souza for Brazil. And Donovan with great hustle to pick that one up.
It's a long way to go down.
Finally, Fran Harris from 15. Donovan, 2 seconds to go. No basket, they say. 3-second violation. 1 second left to play in the first half. And the United States will have to settle for a 6-point lead.
Not necessarily with his Brazilian team, too. Well, maybe now, Rick.
Well, let's see. Knocked away by Clarissa Davis. That takes care of the first half of action here from Druzhba Sports Arena, and it's been a very entertaining one. We're going to have 20 more minutes of action, of course, coming up in the second half. The United States team is leading 46-40.